Overall, this episode was pretty alright. There wasn't anything specifically outstanding about it, I would say. Besides the Jiren and Goku just staring into each other, the stare off. But other than that, I mean, anything else memorable? Besides the fidget spinner robot from Universe 3. But then Hit comes in and just shuts that thing down real quick, real soon. But Basil was putting in work in this episode. He is actually one of the top dogs right here. But I mean, if the other universes, the other characters were struggling against him, then I think there's going to be an issue there, because Basil is not actually not even that strong to begin with compared to the other characters. That should tell you something. I mean, the episode started with the Grand Priest just telling them the rules and how it's gonna go down, how they can't use any weapons, how they can't use any things to heal themselves, how they won't be able to fly unless you already have wings or have the ability, but other than that you can't really fly, which I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, considering since if they were able to fly, then that would create chaos or even more chaos. Is that possible? So then the Omni Kings get these God Pads and they're able to actually eliminate, or not eliminate, as soon as somebody gets knocked out of the Blade, one of the Omni Kings is able to put an X on them or eliminate them from the tournament. So we see how many characters are there. So far in this episode, 2 of them were eliminated in the span of a minute. In their time, not in our time. So there's still 47 minutes remaining of this tournament. So far, there's only been 1 minute passed. And boy, that was a hectic minute. So depending on how many characters they take out next week, we could probably guess how long this tournament will last, if it's like by 2 or maybe up to most of 3 characters, but I don't think they'll go more than 2 characters per episode of like getting eliminated. I mean, some of these characters are really strong and some of them are really weak. Could this tournament end before the 47 minutes? So as soon as Goku sees Toppo, he just rushes out of there. He just leaves them. He bails on them. Soon Vegeta, Frieza, 18 and 17 follow pursuit of other fighters as well. So it's just Gohan, Piccolo, Tien, Krillin, and Roshi being left behind, and they all have their backs against each other. A horde of enemies comes and just surrounds them, and they're like, oh no, what are we gonna do? What seemed really stupid was that they surrounded them. Then Tien uses the solar flare and then blinds all of them. It should have been for them to just knock their opponent out. I mean, like Piccolo uses the special beam cannon. I don't know if that's strong enough. It should have pierced through some of them, or Krillin using the destructo disc or Kienzan or whatever you want to call it, but it should have done some damage, man. Or any of the other attacks, and it looked like some generic attacks, and it just nothing, smoke, and that's it. And they're like, oh no, something's gonna be wrong. Are you joking, man? It should have done something. None of the attacks that they did, the signature attacks that they didn't phase any of them, and it's just okay. Like the solar flare should have been helpful for them. Jiren is just standing there while all the explosions are going around him. All the fighters are just fighting. But first we see somebody else from Universe 2. He kind of reminds me of Kid Buu, and I thought he would be strong, but then he just stares them down, and as soon as the little Kid Buu, Orange Buu, looks him in back, he just runs away. And that's when Goku looks at him and they start staring each other down. But then somebody else comes in and grabs him by the neck. I mean, come on, Goku. And then drags him all the way to the end of the stage. I mean, I don't know how strong this dude is, but Goku should have been able to just use instant transmission and gone out of there. Or did he not remember he can do that? I mean, either way, if you fall off the platform, he could still use instant transmission, can he? Unless he's really beat up, but he should be able to do that. So he gets taken all the way back, and then he has to turn Super Saiyan Blue to push him off the stage. So yeah, it ends with Goku just getting surrounded. The Wolf Gang, the Star Foxes, Star Fox clones just surround Goku and other universes. So yeah, well, next episode we know for sure that it's gonna be Goku 1 versus 8. But overall, it was an alright episode, I would say. And there has been a lot of buzz online about them reusing animation from previous episodes, or the opening, if that means that the later episodes, the important episodes, quote unquote, versus where we get to see the main characters or the characters that we actually want to see, those are animated greatly. It doesn't really matter if they're reusing animation in this episode. I mean, it's fine. Vegeta was punching the same arm throughout the entire episode. The three times that they showed him, it was the same arm he was punching. Next week's preview seems kind of interesting with Goku's new aura. I just want to talk about this real quick, this photo, this new poster. As I'm sure you've seen it around, it was a new poster released. It's not for a movie, it's not anything, it's just a promotional poster for the anime. And it just shows Goku's back, his Super Saiyan hair. He is in his base form, which is really interesting. And the aura kind of reminded me of the preview that we got shown, or the preview reminded me of the poster. We finally get torn clothes in Dragon Ball Super, which is amazing. It's I know it's something so little, but little details like that really made Dragon Ball Z for me, because it just showed the progression of the fight and how intense it was. Something's really gonna go down in this arc, because in order for Goku to get in that state, then he must really be pushed to his limits. But yeah, there was a really interesting poster that we got shown. But yeah, leave your comments down below as to what you probably think this might be. But I hope that the new transformation has a really good design. I mean, Super Saiyan God was really cool, but it's just a recolor of base form. I'm fine with that, but I mean, Super Saiyan 4's design, I really like that design for as the next level transformation of Super Saiyan. Jiren hype is real, still waiting for him to do something. Stay tuned. I'll catch you guys on the flippity flip, flippity flop, flippity flip, flippity floop.